Good morning. It is Monday the 16th of July, I want to say. It's the start of a new week in Flylady world. We're into zone 3, which for me is the downstairs bathroom. And yeah, I'm rearing to go, but I'm kind of on squirrel mode again because I'm rearing to go with a few housey things. And you can see I'm not properly dressed to shoe. I've just got a t-shirt and oh, what do you call them? Like tracky bottoms on, because the plan is not really to go out today. But yeah, I'm on squirrel mode because I want to do the things which are not part of the Flylady's routine necessarily for today. So I need to get my head sorted as to what I'm going to do, because I do want to get the Flylady things done. So I'm thinking, get them done first, they're the priority, and then the rest is just nice extras. But I thought I would tell you a wee bit about the weekend, about things we've done. If I shimmy over here, the shelf unit is now gone. Hubby took that down over the weekend and we were able to repurpose the shelves there and put them in our shed for storage, which was fab. We went through hubby's clothes and we've got 2 bags worth of footwear and clothes and things that we can now dispose of. And also I started another little task, and this is the thing that I really actually want to get cracking on today, but might not be able to. Let me show you what I mean. This is what I mean. I have started painting, and this is in the dining room, which we've been wanting to do for a few months actually. We've been decluttering in here so that we can get to the point of actually being able to redecorate it to the way that we want it. But what I'll do is I'll show you the before, and as you can see, it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little bit tired looking. We didn't decorate this. The wallpaper was up when we moved in, which was what, Hannah's come up for 7, so over 5 years ago. And yeah, it was just looking a little bit tired and unloved. So I've done these 2 walls. Oh, shimmy around the table. And I've still got this wall and then this area to do. So the main issue that we have with decorating in here is the furniture. We've got nowhere to put the furniture whilst we decorate. So there's such a little space to work around when it's time to decorate. And hubby is going to help me take the TV off the wall and deal with all the wires and all that kind of thing. But there's little bits and pieces that I want to do in here. So yeah, so this is the room that I really want to work on today. But so there's other things that I need to do, because what happens, or what would have happened before Flylady days, would be that I think, well, I can't do any cleaning in, I'm going to say, the living room, for example, and the kitchen, because there's bits and pieces and clutter around the place that's from the dining room. Oh, I can't clean because everything's a mess. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my weekly home blessing today and work around the items which I know are not going to be there for a long time, and not stress myself out about it, but at least have the main rooms in the house kind of dust free and clean free, like hoovered and things like that. So yeah, so that's going to be the priority for today, and that's what this video is going to be about, is my weekly home blessing, which is not going to be exactly like the norm because there's mess and clutter everywhere. The other priority for today is spending time in zone 3, and like I said earlier, zone 3 is our downstairs bathroom. It gets used, I would say it gets used as a main bathroom by me most of the time, and to a certain degree the children as well. And then that's the bathroom as well when visitors come, that's the one they use. So I'm going to work in that, and there's also a scary cupboard in there which I really need to sort through, because it's getting to the point that there's things like the medicines, or medicine box that's hiding on the floor down there that I mentioned last week. It's that cupboard where I want the medicine box to ideally have a home, so it kind of needs to be worked on. And yeah, I can't put it off. I'll find an excuse to put it off all the time. So yes, so weekly home blessing is the focus for this video. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down how I'm going to go about my weekly home blessing today so that I don't get distracted about, ooh, what am I going to do? So number one is going to be, I'm going to do a 2-minute sort of pick up and put away in each room. And that's going to be what? That's going to be the hall, the downstairs bathroom, the living room, and the kitchen. Then after that, that'll be what, about 8 minutes, so that's 10 minutes. After that, then I'm going to wipe my mirrors and do a quick wipe of windows, and that's going to be 10 minutes. Then I am going to do dusting, and that'll be 10 minutes. Then I'm going to hoover, well, no I'm not, I'm going to sweep floors, which actually I'm ignoring the dining room today, so it's just going to be the bathroom and the kitchen floor. It's actually only take me 5 minutes, but I'll put down 10 minutes. Then I'm going to hoover, and I'll give myself 10 minutes. And then I am going to mop the floors, and that's going to be 10 minutes. The bedding has been done, that was done over the weekend, so that's fine. The trash, the bin stuff, we usually take the bin stuff out every night, so there isn't a huge amount of bins to go through. The only thing is I've got recycling to take out that I didn't do last night, so I'll do that just now before I get cracking, and that should be me. So it is just after 11 o'clock. It's time for me to start the weekly home blessing, and first things first is a 2-minute pick up and put away in each of the rooms that I'm doing my weekly home blessing in. So I'm going to set the timer on the oven for, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes, 2 minutes extra, to just go around and quickly do a pick up and put away. So that's my timer set for 10 minutes, and off I go picking up and putting away. So I'm starting in the kitchen, and all the paint paraphernalia for the decorating over the weekend that was in the kitchen for cleaning up last night, and I didn't put them away. I'm just popping everything like that into the dining room. So that's where I'm off to just now, is putting the paint brushes, rollers, that type of thing in the dining room. And then next is the back of the door, which I'm really bad for keeping my clothes there. So that's cardigan and a dress that's going back upstairs and is going to be put in my wardrobe where it is supposed to be. So whilst I'm doing that, oh, here I'm back. I'm having a look to see of any other things that need to just be put away, and that bag is one of Hannah's birthday gifts. Well, it's actually 3 gifts in there. Hubby was very good, and before he went to work this morning, he went and picked up, or collected I should say, some gifts for Hannah. But then I'm clearing the floor now, so the recycling bin and that box, which is going to annoy me, of medicines has been put on the worktop. I checked the bread, it's not yet defrosted, it came out of the freezer, so that's just staying on the worktop. And then that tube of polyfiller I'm just popping back into the dining room, because we'll be using it in the dining room and also the kitchen in the near future, but just keeping everything in the one place. So that is the kitchen done in just under 2 minutes. So off I scoot. Where am I going now? Let's see, I'm going into the hall. So there isn't really too much to put away in the hall, but I've got some black bags, so I am putting them away in the cupboard. Oh, and there's Hannah bopping around dancing. So that's the black bags put away, and then having a look to see if there's anything else, and I don't think there is. Nope. So into the downstairs bathroom we go, and again I don't think there's too much in here to put away. Those are my paint clothes that I just hung on the heater. So I'm just folding them and keeping them downstairs because I might be using them later. Don't know. We'll see how the day goes. But I'm just popping them on the laundry basket along with other bits and pieces for the cupboard of shame that was on the bathroom floor. Hannah's taken again another item of clothing upstairs for me. She's a good wee helper. But that is everything in the downstairs bathroom picked up and put away. So I think next I go into the living room. Do I? Yes, I do. So pop you down in front of the TV. And there I've got a remote control that just needs to be popped away and another one. So I'm just putting that away. And then I am just going to quickly do a pick up and put away in the living room. So this pink towel, that is what we used as a, what do you call it? As a tablecloth, because we're that classy this morning. But that was for the kids when they had breakfast. The crumbs from their toast went onto the towel. I'm just getting more paint rollers and popping them in the dining room. And then, Hannah's reappeared from putting stuff upstairs. But then I'll reappear in a minute. I have got shoes this time, hubby's shoes. So I'm just putting them back where they belong in the hallway. And then I'll be back in a wee second. Goodness, I take longer than I think I do. But I'll be back in a wee minute to see if there's anything else that can be put away. Hannah has thought, Mummy's putting away things, and she's picked up a couple of her toys. So she is just about to take them upstairs. She's starting to learn as well that when it's weekly home blessing day, we just like to clear all the toys, all the things out of the main rooms so that we can actually dust and hoover and do a tidy. So I found a couple of hair things, a Kirby grip and a hairband, so I'm just going to take that through quickly to the bathroom and pop that into the bag that we keep all of our hair accessories and hair baubles, which is in the bathroom. And I think that's me. Let's see, where am I going now? Yep, I'm going back into the kitchen. Oh, I found a stool. I actually need that stool later, I wasn't thinking, but I'm putting the stool away into the bathroom, which is where it stays because the kids still need it for when they're looking into the mirror and brushing their teeth. But I'm back. Where am I now? Oh, there's one more thing in the hallway, a laundry basket, and Hannah's going to be a wee darling and pop that upstairs. That's the upstairs laundry basket. Okay, so it did take me around about 8 minutes to just do a quick put up and put away throughout the different rooms. So I'll just let that go down to 0, and then I'll start on point 2 of my weekly home blessing. So next is wiping glass and mirrors. Off we go. So here we have Hannah Cam. Hannah is very kindly recording whilst I wipe down the mirrors in the downstairs of our house. So starting off in the hallway, I'm wiping down the mirror, which I always used to forget to do before Flylady world came into my life. So as part of my weekly home blessing, I give that mirror a quick wipe every Monday, and I also wipe down the inside of the glass of our front door. Because I do it regularly, it is just really a quick wipe down, that's all it needs. And usually in a zone 1 week, I will do the outside of the door, unless it's particularly bad weather and it gets really dirty. But now I am heading into our downstairs bathroom, and I'm just moving the toothbrushes away from the worktop just so that nothing sprays onto the toothbrushes by accident. And I'm giving this mirror a wipe down too. This mirror is the one that tends to get the dirtiest with the kiddos when they're brushing their teeth in the morning. I don't know how they manage it, but they tend to get toothpaste and goodness knows what else on that mirror. So that mirror does get wiped down more regularly than once a week, but I like to do it once a week anyways. Now I'm just popping everything back on the worktop, and we're going through to the living room. And in the living room there is the main mirror. So poor Hannah, I think, is getting a bit tired holding the camera up at this point. But here she is trying her best to catch me just wiping down the main mirror, well, the one mirror in our living room. So that is the mirrors done for the downstairs, and then what I'll do is I will quickly do the windows next. So it's not the best lighting, but now I am going to start wiping down our windows. Hannah did get a little bit tired with holding the camera up at this point, so I just popped it in the corner. But you can see here I am just wiping the windows. I do the insides. We do have a window cleaner who does the outsides for us. The outsides of the windows are not the easiest to get to because they're quite high up. So again, it's part of my weekly home blessing now to wipe down the windows so they don't get too dirty, and it makes the job just so much quicker when it's done regularly. It's fantastic. I used to hate doing the windows. I still don't love doing them, but they're a much easier job. So I'm doing the bottom ones this week. I'm leaving the top ones. I will get to them next week. But there I am, still wiping away, wiping the windows down. And then once I've done the living room, what I'll be doing is I will be going through to the kitchen. Our downstairs bathroom doesn't have a window, which is a bit of a pain in terms of lighting, but I suppose to get out of doing a window, it's quite good. And also, I'm not doing the dining room this week since we're decorating it. So now I'm just going to move us into the kitchen. And then I was going to do the kitchen window and I realised, oops, no, I've not dried and put away the dishes from this morning. So that is what I'm doing just now. I am starting to put away things which I just didn't think about in my 2-minute pick up and put away, so that I can actually access the windows. So this means that I probably won't have time to do the second window in the kitchen this week, but that's fine, I can do it next week. Again, by doing it regularly, it doesn't get too dirty. So here I am, I've dried a couple of dishes, and then I'm just moving the other dishes out of the way. Then I'm just wiping down the surface, and then I will be clearing the windowsills. One of the things on that windowsill is the white plant pot, which we have no purpose for at the moment, but we're not sure if we want to keep it and use it or donate it, so that windowsill is its temporary home. But yeah, I've started clearing the windowsills. Then I just have chalk and a chalk duster there to clear away. And then, oh, I must have found a little bit of soil or something for the bin. Oh, and then that's when I remember I need that stool, the blue stool that I popped back in the bathroom earlier on. So I'm away to get that just now. And I'll be back in a wee second, and I will get myself up on that worktop, which I do not recommend doing, but that is what I do to reach the window. And I will start wiping down that window in the kitchen. So I'm going to say curtain for lack of a better word, that's on the windows just now, they're temporary. We're waiting for blinds to come, and they should hopefully be here in the next 4 weeks or so. But until then, those little tab drop curtains is what we're using just for a little bit of privacy. So they're not ideal, but I'm just moving them out of the way and I'm wiping down the window, starting on the bottom one and then making my way up to the top one. And again, because I have started to do this pretty much every week, it just is such an easier task, and it just does literally just take minutes to do. So that's me wiping the top pane just now, and that's the one that tends to get, I don't know why, but tends to get a little bit dirtier. And also I'm doing around the sides as well, the frames I think is what you'd call them. And again, I think it's because this window's at the front of the house, like the living room ones, and we're at the street, they seem to get dirtier than the others. Or maybe because it's in the kitchen, I don't know. But I'm just wiping down the frames just now as well. And then I will be finishing up in a wee minute, and I'll be climbing down. This is me climbing down now. Down I go. And then I'm just wiping down the work surface with a cloth, which I've just popped in the pile that is going to go into the laundry, and then I'm just moving the items back. So yeah, so it does mean that I don't have time to do the second window today in the kitchen, but I will catch up with that next week. So it's not a huge issue for me. And that's me getting a clean dishcloth. I've seen that there's only maybe a minute or two left in my 10 minutes, so I thought I'll use that time just putting away drying and putting away the dishes from earlier on in the minutes that I have, and that'll make life easier when it comes to lunchtime. We'll have space for the new set of dishes that have been washed. If you can hear me over the washing machine, it's now 10 minutes for dusting. So here I am still in the kitchen, and the first thing I do when I'm dusting is I start at the top. So I've got my feather duster. Unfortunately I don't have the long handle, but there I am stretching. I nearly reached the top, and I'm just dusting down the little bits where cobwebs can gather. So I start from the door, which is working round clockwise, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll be going up in the corner in a wee minute once I've done this pillar, and I'll just be taking my feather duster and just working around the room. Because there isn't anything else to like polish or dust in the kitchen, it is really just the corners and the ceiling and the little nooks and crannies that I do. So there I am, managing to reach up with that stool. I'm going to go over to the other corner in a wee minute, and then I will do the corner where you are, and that'll be me in the kitchen. So that's me finished in the kitchen, and I'm taking the polish, the duster and the feather duster through right now to the living room. Don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, here we are. That's us. And then I'm going to start dusting in the living room. I'm just doing a quick dust where you are, which is on the TV stand, and then I am just going to start again with the feather duster, working clockwise around the room, getting those corners where the spiders like to make their cobwebs. So off I go. Behind the couch, so much easier now that I've moved the couch out. That little space from the window, I'm able to get to the windowsill, and I'm able to get to the back corner there, which used to be really tricky to get to, and it means that there's a lot less dust gathering in the living room. But here I am coming back with my feather duster, doing the top of the bookcase. I like to do a quick polish of the top of the bookcase as well, because I can't see it. I'm always a bit paranoid that there's dust there which I'm not getting. Around the mirror. Then I'm just doing a quick dust of the hearth. That is a dust magnet, so I use feather duster and also use polish and a duster as well on that to try and keep the dust at bay there. And then yep, into the nooks and crannies of the bookcase, which holds all of our games and things like that. Makes life so much easier using the feather duster rather than pulling everything out and dusting, or what I used to do before would be ignore it. So I'm starting on the polish now. I like to use polish. We don't need to use polish, but I like to use it. So I'm just polishing down the windowsill, opening the windows, letting a little bit of fresh air come in, then doing the top of the bookcase. Then I move on to the fireplace, and the fireplace is where I take most of my time in this room with the dusting, so that I can do the fireplace and the hearth as well. Oh, I'm looking for the pictures, so I'm just popping the Joshua and Hannah school pictures back. The school pictures were taken in October last year, and that's a temporary home. I've always meant to get frames for them, haven't done that yet. That is something on the to-do list. but that's where they are at the moment. And now I'm working on the hearth, and like I say, that takes up quite a bit of my time for the dusting in this room because it is a dust magnet. So I just try to get right into the corners and give it a good and thorough dust, so that throughout the week, if it's starting to get dusty, I just, with my feather duster, just quickly wipe it down. So I should be finishing that in a minute or two. Goodness, it takes me longer than I realise. But there we go. And then I will just be doing the top of the smaller bookcase. And I don't tend to move many items about, but that little diffuser is easy to just lift up and dust under. And then I'm just dusting into the free spaces that's in the bookcase, and that is pretty much me when it comes to dusting in the living room. Oh, I found a coaster which I didn't put away earlier on, so I'm just popping that away just now. And I think that's me done now, is it? Yep, I'm just moving the small table up onto the tub chair so that I can hoover that a little bit more easily there when it comes onto the hoovering. And that's me lifting up the cable, don't want to damage that. And that's me. So because I wasn't doing the dining room today, that dusting took a lot less time than usual, because usually I struggle in the 10 minutes, but I still have just over 3 minutes to go. So if you can hear me over the kettle, sweeping the floors doesn't take me that long usually, and I've got one less floor to sweep today because I'm not doing the dining room. So I am going to start boiling the kettle for the mopping the floors. I like to use as hot as possible water when I'm mopping the floors. And then I'm setting a timer for 10 minutes to sweep the floors. So off we go. So this is me starting to sweep the floors. I am starting in the kitchen. I have nothing fancy. I just have a brush that we have had forever, although we've had replacement heads over the time. But yep, so I'm just going to sweep the kitchen, get round all the corners and the edges, particularly where the bookcase, the shelving unit was, that is a little bit grubby. So getting in there, giving everything a sweep, and then I will be on to the bathroom. That'll be the next one. So as we just collected what I've swept and popped it in the bin, and here we go on the move very soon. First what I'm doing is I'm just spraying some of the areas which are particularly grubby from the weekend, just little spots where there are marks, and my hope is by doing that it means that when I mop, everything will just come off in the one go. But then I think it's time for us to go on the move. That's me, yep, that's me collecting you, and off we go into the bathroom. So I popped you down, found somewhere for the dustpan, and in I go, and again I just sweep the floors. And usually in the bathroom, this downstairs bathroom, I start at the toilet and then again work in a circle, work my way around, getting into the corners. But with it being the weekly home blessing, I don't move any furniture. It's not a deep clean, it is just a weekly regular clean to sort of house maintenance. So also what I do quite often in the bathroom, because of the flooring that we have, you can't really see the dirt, which is handy, but it does mean it's harder to collect the dirt that's gathered to pop into the dustpan, so I just sweep it onto the hall floor, which will get picked up with the hoover in a wee minute. So that's me for the bathroom, and then I'm just going to do the little bit of tiling at the front door. That's what I'm doing just now. So again, this was an area that I used to forget about all the time before I started my Flylady routine, but because I sweep this and mop this regularly, it's a lot less dirty than than it used to be. It used to be that I wouldn't notice that area until it was really, really grubby. Okay, so I've swept all the floors. It was just the kitchen floor, the downstairs bathroom floor, and the little space at the doorway that I did. And I was just skipping over the bits that I put spray down onto because they are a little bit stubborn stains, I think, that haven't been picked up over the weekend from taking down the shelf unit. So I put a wee bit of spray on that, and then when I mop the floor, hopefully the majority of the dirt will come off. If not, I'll do that later. I'm not going to worry about it. But I have another almost 6 minutes to go of the 10 minutes for the floor sweeping. So I'm just going to have a little break, boil the kettle again for the mop, and then start hoovering. Okay, so I am setting the timer for another 10 minutes. Well, I'm fairly confident it will not take me 10 minutes to do the mopping. And then I'm going to mop the 2 floors that I have for today, because I think, as I've said once or twice, I'm not doing the dining room because that's where we're decorating. So off I go to mop, and it's an old-fashioned mop that I have. So again, I just work round in a bit of a circle. Here I am at the bits where the shelving unit was, just trying to get in there to break up the bit of grime. I make that sound worse than it is, but just a little bit of dirt with having the shelving unit there. And then that's me working around the edges. So I work around the edges and then work my way out. And now I've disappeared, and that is because I am mopping the bathroom floor and also the front entranceway where it's tiled. But that really doesn't take long either. In the bathroom and the front entranceway, it's a matter of minutes. So I imagine I will be coming back shortly. Oh, and here I appear. So I'm just popping the bucket down, and I'm going to do a little tiptoe on the wet floor to get you. So there's just 6 minutes still to go for doing the 10 minutes of mopping. So I'm going to see if I can do the hoovering in those 6 minutes. We'll see how we get on. Let's move you away from the daylight. So that's me away to get the hoover. Here I am. And I'm going to give the living room and the hallway a quick hoover. So again, hoovering doesn't take too long because I'm not moving all the furniture out of the way and doing a deep clean. It just takes a matter of minutes, but it makes the house feel clean and look clean and tidy. So off I go, hoovering away. As I said, I don't tend to move much furniture, but I do move the stool. I just move that forward a little bit so that I can get underneath the stool. And also I hoover between the window and the back of the corner couch, because the corner couch was moved forward, oh goodness, a month and a half ago now maybe. It's made life so much easier when it comes to hoovering, and again it keeps the dust down, which is really, really handy. So there I go. I'll be shortly heading to the back of the couch. And there I am, and I made sure that there was just enough space for the hoover to be able to get to the back of the couch quite easily, so it's not a problem. There we go, I'm dancing with the hoover, or having a fight with the hoover. But yeah, hoovering away. And I'm in front of the camera there, in front of the TV stand. There's a couple of boxes and paraphernalia from the dining room, and I'm just not worrying about that. I'm just hoovering around it, and then that'll be me for the living room. And I think just now I might be oh no, I'm here. I'm moving the stool back, and then at some point shortly, there we go, I am going to start hoovering in the hallway. Yep, so that's me away with the hoover to hoover in the hallway, and I do the ground floor hallway and the first set of stairs but the rest of the stairs I'm not going to worry about today. They tend to get done when it's a zone 1 week as well, and they are given a thorough hoover there and then. Unless, of course, there's, I don't know, something spills on the stairs or something like that, and then it will get tidied up there and then. But because we don't wear outdoor shoes in the house, particularly upstairs, we don't take food upstairs. Yeah, I think it's from those two reasons. That's why the stairs don't tend to get too grubby. And here I'm back with the hoover, and I'm just going to start popping the cable back, which is always a pain for me because I always get tangled. So yep, I'm just popping the cable back, and then I will be popping the hoover away. What I do though is, before I put the hoover away, is that I just empty it there and then. I do that every Monday, whether it's hardly full at all. It just means that it never gets too full and too dusty. So off I went. That's me emptying the hoover basket, or the hoover bag, just now. I'll be back in a wee second once I've popped that in the bin. And here I am. So I'm just going to pop that back on the hoover and put that away in a wee minute. So that's the hoovering done. And let me just see how much time. There's still over a minute left. But that is my weekly home blessing done. So I'm going to take a bit of a break. Excuse being waiting for the floors to dry. But to be honest, they're already dry in this weather, which is fab. But then I will think about making lunch, and yeah, sitting down for a wee while, having lunch and seeing the kiddos who are actually back upstairs playing at the moment. So yeah, that's weekly home blessing done.